Hi everyone, no long intro. Here is my Burn music video analysis. Hope you enjoy.
You can see me when I punch your face. 어제 아니 지금 나를 봐. Brand new. 소음을 더 내쉬고.
Maybe unimportant, but the background color is Odd Eye Circle's representative colors.
We're gonna break it down.
And all of the other scenes are in black and white, which reminds me of Sweet Crazy Love. This is a reach, but to be replicating Sweet Crazy Love would make sense as their last album replicated Love and Live in its title.
이런 불안도 내 힘이 돼. First you to a new place. 어제로 두 번째 나에게 이미 시작된 걸 날 자꾸 날아오르게 숨은 꼭 감아. Last point, new word. 깨어난 자아 신비로운 deja vu.
Angels are very significant in the ARTMS lore clearly. At first I thought this was the glowing woman ARTMS from their previous videos. But I decided against this theory since ARTMS was never portrayed with wings and she was clearly a female figure. Which is why I believe this man represents another entity, which I will explain later in the video.
Let's get it fun. I find you love. You see me when I punch your face. Let's fire you fun. But you're not gonna see burn, burn, burn. 버텨 점점 더. 안에 빨갛게 피는 fire. 좀 fire, fire, fire. 내 뒤에 stop. Break it down, down, down. Burning heart. I got to burn, burn, burn. 점점 더. 땀이 내 전부 다 fire.
Camera flashes red and then we transition into full color, red and blue being the key colors.
You can see me when I punch your face. 달라져봐 너의 모든 것. Then you 불안해질수록 혈관은 숨을 쉬어.
The watery floor kind of reminds me of Butterfly here.
모든 게 선명해져가. 뜨거운 속에서 난 또 빛이 필요해. 새빨갛게 피는 fire. Let's get it burn. I find you plugged. You can see me when I punch your face. Let's fire you fun. 빛이 막은 감속이 burn, burn, burn. 퍼져 점점 더. 내 안에 빨갛게 피는 fire. 다시는 태어나.
I don't know if this is just me, but this scenery really reminds me of two things. The first being the scene where Churi is reborn in birth. And the second being the field where Yejin and Hassel are lost during Hi Hi.
다 버린 줄 속에 안녕히 나의 sweet lost child. 뜨거운 불꽃이 날 깨어나게 해. 새빨갛게 피는 fire. Let's get it burn. I find you blood.
The floor begins to burn under Churi. This could be her lighting the past on fire, or it could be her being reborn, as it reminds me of a phoenix.
I find you blood. I find you blood.
Now I'm gonna expand on the theory I mentioned earlier. This angel man represents Icarus. In Greek mythology, Icarus was a boy who flew too close to the sun and fell tragically to his death. For a long time, fallen angels have been a part of Luna and ARTMS lore. For example, in Why Not? When Chu looked up at the sun, you could see a figure falling. And also, in Virtual Angel when we see the girl ascend but after it cuts to her laying on the ground. Their wings had melted and they fell from the sky, leading them to a tragic fate.
You can see me when I punch.
I think it's interesting that the only two colors that the screen is flashing now are red and blue, because Jinsol and Kim Lip were the first two members of Odd Eye Circle.
Let's fire you fun. 빛이 나가는 감속이 burn, burn, burn. 점점 더. 내 안에 빨갛게
kiss on lips again, probably something to do with odd eyes. That was important, so let's slow it down. Burning cassette tapes represents breaking the loop. We see Haiju do this in Egoist so that she can learn self-love. And I think this is what ARTMS is doing here. They're burying their past so they can be reborn as something better. Burning car, again this reminds me of when Chewis stood on the car in Why Not? Another burning car, this reminds me of the one Vivi was sat in during Why Not? Another burning heap car? Now that I think about it, these cars remind me a lot of the ones ARTMS' followers sat in at the beginning of Virtual Angel. A lighter. Haiju actually holds a lighter very similar to this in Egoist when she approaches Heejin. A scene of Heejin plays directly after this. We see Kim Lip's wings burn, but instead of falling and crashing, she seems content and confident. ARTMS ends the dance with the beginning of Butterfly's choreography. Could this mean that we are going backward in the loop? Or is it just a homage to the song? Thank you for watching. This is my first analysis video, so if I missed anything, feel free to comment. Bye.